Welcome to Apex Alchemy. Today we're going to talk about one of Satu Dave's knives. It's the Skike Knives Shark 2.5. It's Rogue Shark 2.5. This is the first one that the guy made. We'll take it to the board and we'll check out some size comparisons. At the end of the video, there will be a quick rundown on the BK18 for those who might be interested in looking at the blue and mod that I've been doing with it. All right. So what we have here is a SCK Rogue Shark, and it's a 2.5, and it's the very first one that they made. This knife belongs to Mr. Satu Dave, like I mentioned before. Some of the Rogue Sharks I noticed, even the 2.5s, they had like what they called a daydream grind, which was like a split grind, like it would be a much taller grind up here, like I guess it would have two different thicknesses behind the edge. So it'd be like a multiple grind knife. I couldn't actually find one that was identical to this online anywhere. We found that one with the daydream grind on Arizona Custom Knives, and it sold back in 2019. So I'm not really sure what year it was made. That, as you can probably see if you know what we do, this big line to that big line is 10 inches. So this is a 9.5 inch knife. We're right at it. Is it? And it's right at 10 ounces, but that's according to the internet, so we'll go ahead and get a weight on that. But it
feels every bit of it.
Yeah, it does. It really does. It's 10.7 ounces. So the one with the other kind of grind was actually a little lighter.
A little lighter than this one,
supposedly. But man, this is a really nice knife. It's
chunky.
It is chunky. It's chunky. It's I believe it's got DLC coated like completely. I think it's completely DLC coated, which some of the models were. Most of the all black models were DLC coated in the handle and the blade.
It looks like the same finish all the way across.
Yeah, it does. It's very uniform. We'll flip it around. Yeah, but
it's a big old chunky knife.
It is a big old chunky knife. It feels really good, as far as quality goes. You could tell some work got put into it. And if you have never checked out SCK's profile on Arizona Custom Knives, go check the profile out, man. It's like the knife maker, is the way he talks about himself.
Oh, that's the one you were reading yesterday. Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. It should probably make you laugh. I bet he's funny. Either that or he's super serious. I'm not sure if he was being funny, humorous in his profile, or if he was one of those guys that was trying to sell you everything he was saying. But regardless, it's definitely worth seeing. This dude's I ain't staying up here. You can't contain me.
It's like our dog.
Yeah, that's cold. That's the 4MAX. 4MAX Scout. Yeah, it should be about a ½ inch difference overall. So if you're familiar with the 4MAX Scout, that's it's a big knife. But I'm not ultra familiar with it. I can reverse flick it. Everything about it's heavy. The blade stock, I can't front flip it at all. The blade stock, I'm gonna guess that this is a 1/4 inch. What do you think?
0.18.
0.18. Girls, you're crazy. Well, you're closer than I am. 0.20. I really would have imagined that would have been a 1/4 inch blade stock. I don't know. That's just a thick boy. But
and it's got one of those things that's like we were talking about in the videos yesterday, the aesthetics and what's the purpose of some of the stuff. And like that mini reverse Tonto there is like that for me. Like,
yeah, that's probably just aesthetics. I would assume that's exactly what that is. Just at the,
I've never seen a knife that small of a reverse Tonto on that big of a blade.
well, he boasts in saying that he tries to make his knives because the shark is considered to be the apex predator, you know. He tries to take influence of sharks and apply them in his knife designs. So like this is probably just a like a blunt nose, to just kind of give it a spot. And like if you see it almost looks like a fin. It's not like above that hole.
Yeah. The whole thing altogether looked like a dinosaur head to me.
Well, sharks would be dinosaurs. And I like the dip. Yeah,
this one, you're not gonna miss your thumb ramp. Like it is there.
And to be so blocky, there's not a lot of hot spots. Like there's the clip is a little bit of a hot spot, but that's it, and it's not bad. It's just squared off. It's like a 90-degree angle on the clip, but it's to be so blocky. It actually feels really good in hand. Like no markings, but we assume it's 20 CV because
that clip, it is kind of like just all up in the middle of your hand, huh? I guess if you're using the forge tool, it's not so bad, but just trying to grip like back here, digs in more.
Dave's got more handle sticking out
than I got in my hand. Yep, big old knife.
It is that. It's got some cool milling and design work in it. Just the step down and all that stuff. There's one thing I gotta mention, man, is this thing has got a T25. I doubt I brought it in here. I want to say it's a T25 pivot.
And what, pocket clip?
I'm sorry, yeah, pocket clip. See, y'all see this is a T20? It's too small. It's a T25 pocket clip screws. I've never seen that.
I think the biggest I've seen is 10.
And then the body screws are smaller. And the pivot and the body screws are the same size.
10 maybe.
Yep. So it goes. That's very unique, to have a T25 pocket clip screws, and it's T10 on the pivot and the body screw. It's only got one body screw.
Does it really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's got the back spacer back here. It's completely flow-through design.
Okay.
Outside of that.
So the only other thing up here is the pivot. Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I can respect the art in this knife.
You were wanting to talk about the edge, like yesterday when we were doing a video, the shiny edge.
Oh, it's not really all that shiny, but man, it's wide and even.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a mirror finish, but it's got like a working finish on it, which like a lot of people think,
prefer,
especially with 20 CV. But it's it looks ultra shiny up against all this black. Like it stands out like a sore thumb. Like I mean, like not in a bad way, but
you can see it.
You can see the
it
edge
almost looks white.
Yeah. In fact, I'm gonna take a picture of that. It's gonna be our thing. Yeah, why not? But yeah, you can it's a nice even edge all the way around the knife as well. But I don't. Do you have anything else to say about it?
No, I mean I really hadn't handled this one a whole lot. Don't have a whole lot to say other than it's big old huge chunky knife to me.
Right, and I'm sure Dave probably wouldn't have minded me messing with it, but with everything being the way it is, I decided leave it alone. I was gonna see if I could tighten up the detent a little bit, but I'm not gonna mess with it. It flips a little weak, but that could just be me. And some of the flipper tabs on some of these knives.
I can't even fucking do it. Nope. It ain't happening.
That's awful.
I can't do it.
Pitiful. All right. So the next part of the video, I'm going to put this up, and I'm just going to break out the Becker. and I'm not going to stop recording or anything, you know, and take a break. On the Becker, this won't be the last knife I blew, but it'll be the last knife I do in this style. You know, like I do want to try to blue another knife, but to me, like everything come out looking like it was a little too planned. You know, like and what it kind of sucks because you see the scratches there?
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really, really fine sandpaper because it was a clump of blue that dried. Because I left it on the I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and do both sides at once. I ain't got just like all the time in the world today. So there was a clump of blue that dried, and I had to get it off, and water wasn't getting it off. So like I couldn't just leave it there. So I started sanding it down. So this side is still messed up. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some brine fret polish, and I'm gonna polish this up. I may polish the whole blade up. We got no problem with that, you know, just like seeing what'll stick, and I'm gonna go with it. Whatever's left after the cleanup is how I'm gonna use it. And one of the major reasons why I jumped on it today, I didn't have a whole lot of time to play with it today, but the reason why I wanted to jump on it is because it's 71 degrees outside. So it was the next day that I had, respectively,
at the right temperature.
Yeah, where the temperature was good enough, and I figure if we can like there's nothing left as far as any clumps or anything, you know, but like we still may lose some of the bluing after we start polishing. But that's okay. I ain't sweating all that. We're gonna polish. I'm gonna try to get these scratches back out of it, but then I'm just gonna use the knife. So like whatever happens. Next time I blue a knife, I want to do it with warm. You know, like I want to do it in a stove. You know, heat the metal up, not to the point where you'll lose your heat treat, because you can do that. You can fuck up a good heat treat by playing with metal in an oven, but to the point where it'll hold the blue evenly. It's not a gun barrel. It wasn't prepared to be blued like a gun barrel, so it's, you know, it's a total different kind of steel.
It didn't do the same as when we blued the gun barrels.
No, it didn't. It don't look as good. It didn't react the same either. It's like it either stayed or it went. So like there wasn't a whole lot of in betweens. So this is pretty much what we got, and I like it. I like the look of it. Even the flaws, like even the scratches on the side, it don't make it look like it's been used a bunch. You know, it's not really what I would call like a relic or anything. It looks like it got sanded over a little bit, but I'm just gonna use the knife. Now, you know, I put the edge back on it because that chemical took all the edge off. But I put the edge back on it, and I'm just going to use the knife for what it is. But overall, I'm happy with the way it turned out, but I'm not going to do it like this again. You know, like
trial and error.
Yeah, trial and error, and that's what
test another way next time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we'll try another affordable fixed blade in the future to see what happens. You know, like if it was a high dollar knife or whatever, I wouldn't have messed with it. But since it's one I carry and I use and abuse, I figured, you know, like I couldn't hurt nothing, and so like I'm not upset with you know, with the results. Just not exactly what I had in mind, if that makes sense. So anyway, that's the update on the Becker. If you guys were following that project, I'll try to leave it in the comments that it's complete. Other than that, man, you got any catchy exit lines?
Nope, that's all I need.
Don't swim in the bushes with the leeches.